Hi students, it's Ms.Boley here. So today we're going to learn how to sketch humans and we're going to look at the full body. So when I'm starting to teach sketching humans, I like to use one of these guys. These are called Maquette and they're posable. You can move them around. This is just like a really basic one. You can get ones that look a bit more realistic, but I think that they're super helpful just to begin to learn how to draw people. And our next kind of goal after we learn the basics of drawing people is to learn how to draw people in motion. So we're going to pose this guy in a variety of different positions and we're going to practice drawing. Why are we doing this? Well, as the same as last week, we're trying to refine and improve our drawing skills always. And we want to be able to document people and events. So we need to improve our drawing skills in drawing people. What you're going to need, you'll need a visual journal / paper. If you want to just use scrap paper, that's great. And a pencil and eraser. So just a brief overview of the steps that we're going to do. So here's my picture of the drawing maquette. I'm going to provide pictures for you to look at. My first step is to break that down into a stick figure. I know that art teachers are always saying no drawing stick figures, but in this case, it's really important to provide the guidelines for us. So step one is to draw a stick figure. And then we're going to go over that stick figure and we're going to add long ovals, and those are going to represent the muscles and they're going to be guidelines for us. And then step two, we're going to create an outline, a contour line with those ovals as our guide. And then we're going to erase any of the extra guidelines that we don't need. And then we're gonna add details. So like a face, hair, clothing. Yeah, so that's the steps we're going to take. So let's watch that in video format. So I'm looking at the drawing maquette and it looks just like the picture that you see in the bottom left corner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a stick man. So I'm gonna do a circle for the head, and I like to use an upside down triangle shape for the body, kind of like a triangle without a point. So that's going to be the body. And then that line is going to be my arm. And then the raised arm is going to be right there. And so because I'm just doing a stick, I can change this at any point if I realize it's not really correct. And then I'm going to use circles to represent the joints. Okay, so then I'm just going to draw kind of a little line to represent the stomach area. And then another triangle to represent sort of the hips. And I'm realizing they're turned a little bit, so I'm just changing the triangle the way that it's pointed. And I'm going to use two circles to represent the hip bone, like the hip joints. And this will be the leg with the knee. It's going to be that circle. And then my other leg. And I'm just looking at the maquette to figure out what position it should be in. And I'm not stressing because it's just a stick figure. All right, so now I'm going to do the ovals. So I'm going to, wherever there's a line, I'm going to draw an oval to sort of represent the muscles there. And I kind of like to call those sausages. So I'm going to draw in all the sausages and I'm just going to, these are going to become guidelines for me for when I actually draw the outline. sausages are all done, and now I'm going to draw with a little bit darker pressure, and I'm just going to outline around those oval shapes that I had drawn. But I'm fixing them up a little bit because in the actual maquette, it's not just ovals. There's a little bit more difference to the shape. Some of the parts of the ovals are thinner, some of them are thicker. And so I'm just going and using the ovals as a guide and outlining around them. And I'm being a little bit more slow and careful this time. And I'm observing a little bit closer. And then I'm doing the next step down on the legs there. I'm erasing the guidelines. I'm erasing any of the extra lines that I have. All right, and as you'll notice there, I've drawn the hand exactly how the maquette's hand is, which is not like a regular human's hand looks. But I think that hands are a whole different thing, so we're going to just focus on the body positioning for these drawings. So feel free to, if you want to draw more realistic hands, you can, but I'm just going to copy the kind of hands that my maquette has. And there we go. I'm just adjusting, making the head a little bit larger, and then erasing those final guidelines till I'm ready to move on to the next step, which is to add some details like clothing and face and hair and everything like that. All right, so now I'm going to give this person some clothing. So I'm just going to draw that maybe they're wearing a t-shirt. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. And so our clothes don't stick to our skin like exactly. So I'm drawing the clothing a little bit outwards, away from the body that I've drawn. And then once I've drawn that, then I go and I erase those guidelines underneath. So now I've got him wearing some shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm going to add some shoes, and I'm going to add some pockets on the shorts, and then I'm going to add a face. And I'm just going to keep it super simple, like in our previous assignment with our portraits. I'm just going to do sort of a simple face and add some hair, and that's that. Okay, now that you've seen it done a couple times, you're going to try. So you're going to choose a photo of the maquette to draw. So you have a bunch of different positions to choose from. You're going to use the steps we just learned, and you're going to repeat it until you have 3 drawings. So you've tried 3 different attempts. Have fun, and thanks for watching.